Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ladies, gentlemen, gamers, and enjoyers of League of Legends Patch Notes Review series by yours truly, Chris Allen. We are here a day late, even though it hasn't really been a full day. It is 12:30 at night. I have a lot of other things to do. I have work soon, but like a sick person in the head, I just can't stop myself from doing patch notes. So here we are. So I've been trying in these last couple patch notes to really not go too crazy over these and not spend over an hour doing them. And I think we've been relatively successful. So hopefully this will be a very quick goon session on the patch notes. It's basically going to be a reaction. I don't want to dive too in depth. One, because I barely play Rift, because I got all my ranked requirements out the way. And I'm still plat, by the way. Easy. But two, because I'm just playing everything else and I have a lot of stuff going on. So this is mainly just going to be me checking the patch notes, seeing if anything is juicy. So let's take a look. So is this Worlds patch? Get ready for Worlds 2025. Coming to you this week, we have brand new Flora Fatale skins. Oh yeah, and I gotta talk about those. Oh man. Fiddlesticks. Oh yeah, they even know it. So the final round of Doombots is going to be out where everything is out. Thankfully, we did all of ours. It was hard for some, easy for others, but we did it. We have the title, and I can't even find it in the list. Arena balance changes, which are actually pretty important to me. Better streamer mode, which they talked about in their dev update, and I made a reaction to the dev update. That shit's actually really fucking good. Now, not good for your day-to-day gaming for most of us, even though it does have great changes. It's just like, damn, Riot is really improving the game in other ways that are not too, like, overt. But yeah, that dev update is very interesting, so I'd recommend checking out my reaction, of course. But either way, a test run of preventing players from banning allies hover champs, which is really good. Emote searching technology, which again doesn't really matter for us. And more balance. So let's take a look. Let's see what's crazy. So we'll talk about those skins at the end, but goddamn. So Worlds patch. We're taking great care to ensure this patches changes jive with both pro and the rest. So typically what they're doing here is they're going to not go too crazy in the patches following the Worlds patch, because the Worlds patch is behind, right? The patch that the pro players are going to play on, excuse me, is going to be behind the main patch here. And because of that, pro players still have to practice on live, also from doing scrims too. So when they practice on live, the patches can't be wildly different from the Worlds patch because it's going to fuck them up, basically. TLDR. That's basically what they're saying. So they're delivering some buffs for champions underperformed. They're really not going to do shit here, I think, but let's see. Buffing or nerfing pro power. Okay, so normal and ranked play, like they're saying here, isn't really going to get affected. So they're doing a new Summoner's Rift theme, which is cool. I won't really see that. Trials of Twilight Zin is the new esports revenue share skin. That's cool. 60 brand new team emotes will be released that go to the teams, I believe. And then who cares? It's basically Worlds. Cool. So streamer mode. So basically TLDR, and again, this was in the dev update. They have three things here. You could hide other people's names, and the streamer mode before wasn't up to par, so they improved it more. And that's one thing I'll always give Riot, even though they don't listen to everything, because they should revert the battle pass to the old version, because it's so ass. Even though they don't listen to everything, and making the legendaries actually good again and not gacha, or at least make the legendaries good and have gacha ones, because if the ones we have are good, and the gacha ones are good, that's perfect. But the problem is, the ones we're getting, the actual legendaries, are getting skimped out in quality now. Look at the stupid Battle Academia Zaya one. That shit is terrible. But either way, this is where they improved it, and they have three things. And Riot does listen. They actually listened because people said this wasn't good enough. So you could hide other people's names, hide your name, which will prevent players from, searching you up, and then hide everything, which includes your mastery, because people will know if you're Annie bot if you have 14 million points on Annie, let's just say, for example. So there's that. So there's this new, I was going to say tech, but there's this new feature where if someone's hovering a champion, you cannot ban it. I think most of the time this is probably for the best, because I think, I don't know the statistics, but I feel like a lot of the time people are banning champs that you want to play. Either A, if it's a new champion that just came out and they don't want you to do bad because it's new, or B, they're doing it to fuck with you. Not specifically with new champions, just banning what you're hovering. So I think in most instances this will probably help. And especially if you're a one-trick too, goddamn. If you're a one-trick, it's over unless the enemy team stream snipes you with now it's streamer mode, they can't really do. Actually, they kind of can't do, it depends. But either way, this is where I think overall this is good. It does bring out a good niche argument though for, again, new champions or people you know are going to troll. Like, there's certain champions that people troll on. I don't know why, but obviously Teemo's one of them. Malphite for some reason is another one. Maybe because he was cheap, I don't know. But they're testing this out. I think this test is going to go well. This is good. So let's go to the balance changes. So Navia's Q is getting lowered by 1. The damage is going up by 5. Nothing. Azir, he's too strong. He's getting nerfed, allegedly. Wait, what? Wait a minute. Oh, they're shifting his power. Okay. So the ratio is going up. The recharge rate is going up early. And the damage is going to 20. And then, okay, so you're getting it really later on. Okay. And then the E, which shouldn't really do damage in my opinion. They're buffing that too. Wow. They're buffing the E by a decent bit. That's not negligible. Yeah, the 10 damage is whatever, but scaling from 40 to 60 is 20%. That's pretty good. So slight buff to Azir's E, which you're not even going to really use to engage most of the time, but regardless. Briar! Wait, no. No! No! So what people don't know, and I don't know if Riot is fully aware of this, this actually could be a massive nerf for multiple reasons. Number one, obviously it's a damage nerf, right? 7 stacks to 5 stacks, it's nerfing the damage. Number two, this is an overtime thing, so you don't feel it that much. And I don't think this is where a lot of Briar's power comes from, unless, and if Riot realizes this, Briar's passive is one of the main things, besides her kit, that heals her. She has no inherent health regen. So this is where, by nerfing her passive, you're indirectly nerfing her survivability, to be honest. And 2 stacks doesn't seem too crazy, but at the end of the day, Briar has no regen at all. And she relies on the bleed from her passive to really get the regen. So this could be kind of big, actually. So I guess we'll see. That's surprising, though. Camille, slightly less tanky, and then the W, slightly better? Slightly better. Okay, that's nonsense. Fizz! I am scared of this guy. They probably love this guy. He's a really good champion to watch, but let's see. So the W is getting buffed, kind of, but the scaling's getting nerfed. The tower damage is nerfed. Every time now displays as total, okay. The active is up, and the on-hit is up. So they're kind of changing it around. Okay, so it's more front-loaded. And then the R! The R is getting kind of giga-buffed base. Chomper damage is getting kind of giga-buffed base. So they're basically just buffing as early. Is that what they're saying here? He's relying on snowballing. Well, no fucking duh. I'm a little scared because his late game isn't the worst either because he has so low cooldowns and such survivability where if you have Zhonya's, you're so fucking annoying. But this is scary. These are not like negligible buffs. These are pretty good. Graves, one of the most popular junglers ever. So he's going one-shot lethality. They don't like that. So they are buffing his base damage and nerfing his scaling. Wait a minute. Am I right with this? Oh, no, never mind. They're nerfing his scaling on the Q second. Never mind. Whew. Squeeze me. So yeah, they're hard nerfing the late game damage. Interesting. So they want him to have sustained damage, but they're just kind of nerfing him. This should net out in a small buff once this changes had some time to settle. Really? To me, it looks like a nerf, unless I'm just looking at the numbers wrong. Yeah, what the fuck? The combined damage is just literally worse. And the base damage... Oh, wait a minute. Holy shit. No, the base damage is a lot higher. Wow. Interesting. Okay, whatever. Graves is Graves. Cat. More tanky. Cool. She's hard to play, so it's fair, I guess. Malphite. More tanky. And this equals more damage, too. And then the E. More damage by 10. Cool. Ori. The W. Wait a minute. Is this a huge nerf? Holy shit. 270 to 230 base, and then They're buffing the scaling. Wow. Huh. So yeah, early she's not going to wave clear as much. That's fine, though. She's really good. Ori, to me, is sleeper OP, personally. Pantheon. So I've actually played Pantheon a lot more recently. This is where, while he doesn't fall off entirely late game, because that was my problem with him. I used to hate Pantheon because he would always fall off. He actually kind of stays in the game a little bit more, but I thought he would Giga win early super, super hard. And granted, it is Arena I'm saying this from. He doesn't always win early, which is kind of surprising to me, but Pantheon's cool. Looks like they're buffing his jungle again because he's too weak. Veigar? What? Why are they touching Veigar? So they're buffing the scaling of his W, which is already 1-to-1, so this thing really one-shots you, but it's just going to one-shot you a little sooner. This is not as big a change as people believe, but this is pretty good, though. Wow. And then Volley. I'll be honest, Volley has some weird fuck build, and I was seeing it a lot in Doobots, where he builds, like, AP on-hit weirdo. And I'm going to be honest, I don't like it. I miss the days of old when Volley would just go physical. Now, granted, I think this Volley that's mixed is better. I'm just not used to it, and I don't like change. I'm an old man. So, they don't like it either. They're nerfing that shit. The passive's getting nerfed, and the E's getting nerfed. So, straight nerfs. Not crazy, but still. Warwick! They're actually nerfing him because he's too good to noobs. Wow. So they're nerfing his attack damage and attack speed. The attack speed, I feel like you don't feel too much unless you're a main, because you get so much of that shit anyway from your passive, but the attack damage, maybe. Doesn't look like crazy amounts of nerfs, though. So, Wukong, for some reason, and I'm reading what they're saying here, I feel like, and I always say this, Wukong got so much time put into his rework. His rework came out, it was low-key kind of OP, and kind of might be an understatement, and then they nerfed it, and then they just kept, like, changing him, and I feel like he had his time in the sun for, like, 5 minutes, and then just got smited down. And he was basically the same as he was before, useless. I feel like Wukong is so bad, but they're saying he's good in pro, and they're also acknowledging that he's kind of ass at regular play. So, I don't know what they're doing. They're nerfing his bonus AD, and then they're nerfing his cooldown on the W, and the damage, and they're buffing the damage of the E, and that's it. Yeah, Wukong's bad. I think he's already terrible. Like, I don't know. This champion, to me, at pro play, maybe they know how to use him with their Giga Brains, but man, I feel like Wukong just doesn't get love and respect, and I don't even know if he needs it or should get it either, but those are all the balance changes. Cool. So lane swap detection, what are they doing? They're making it last longer. Oh. So, interesting. So, for Worlds, they're trying to make it juicier, and they're trying to tone it down a little bit. I feel like that's a little hypocritical, but whatever. So Doombots is back, everything's out. They are changing some of the champions. Oh. Interesting. So I'm not going to look at... Oh yeah, I'm definitely not going to look at all these, but if there's ever a time to do it, it's now. Because number one, it's going away. Number two, they buffed a lot of people. Look at that. Arena! So a lot of bullshit, it's looking like. Okay, yeah, bullshit. Augments, okay. Oh. And then emote searching upgrades, that's cool. Icon rarity update. Wow, we now have transcendent ones. Look at that. Custom game improvements, that's pretty good actually. Spectator improvements, that's great for a small subset of people. And then a shit ton of oh, actually not that many bugs this time. Look at that. New SFX have been added to the thumbs up emote. So the only time this really happens is either A, if people complain, B, if there's a really messed up problem with it, like there was with the baiting ping, because they were using it to tell people to go unalive, or C, Riot just puts random work into random things. I think this is the C option, but whatever. And then finally, we're up to the skins. So I'll be honest, and I often say this, I wish we got like different skins, because back in the day, I feel like the skins actually had passion behind them. Not just in terms of the quality put into them, but also in terms of the thematics and the love spent on them, right? This is where I think these skins are great. The Flora Fatalis skin line, it's, I think, completely new from what I remember. I don't think there's another Flora Fatalis specifically, although there's kind of, I think, plant-themed skins. Kind of thinking of Vyvern because he's a plant, but either way. Soraka looks absolutely amazing. It's kind of sad the endgame doesn't fully match from what I saw. Fiddlesticks takes the fucking cake in this patch because This skin is nightmare fuel. I thought he was a woman. Like at first when I saw the face, I was like, wait, is that a girl? But no, it's Fiddle. This is a crazy skin, just splash art wise. Very creepy. And then we have Lysandra, which is pretty fitting, I guess. But these skins are okay. And then we have the new skin, Trials of Twilight Zinjao. Basically lore related. Also the world skin for charity, or whatever the fuck it is for esports players, which basically is a charity because they make no money. And it's pretty decent. I think it's a nice reimagining of Zen in the current age, so that's cool. But nah, these Flora Fatalis skins, crazy good. And then we see the chromas. Not bad. Oh, we have some chromas for the other world skins too. Look at that. Yeah, overall light patch. I kind of feel like I wasted my time with this, but that's okay. At least we confirmed there's nothing too crazy here. Yeah, like Briar kind of got nerfed, in my opinion, a little bit harder than people would, I think, know if you don't play Briar. Also, what the fuck is that thing there? What is that? It's like a stamp on the 20. That's so weird. But either way, this is where Briar got kind of nerfed, Oriana got kind of nerfed, Volley got straight nerfed, but it's not that bad, and then Wiener got nerfed too. And then they're buffing all these people. And adjusted, aka kind of nerfed. There. Yeah, really nonsense patch. This is whatever. If I had to rate it, I would probably say like a 4 out of 10, honestly, because this shit was just boring and a waste of my time. Either way, though, it's done in 60 minutes, so pretty short. Hope everyone enjoyed. Hope everyone has a good one. Tell me what you think of the patch or anything else, and if you want to see more of me, watch me at Twitch TV/Tecnics channel. That's the patch. See you guys in 2 weeks, unless I can break my shackles.